Most founders run ads in 2026 wrong. They treat ads like a slot machine. They turn ads on, hope leads show up, get frustrated when they don't, and turn the ads off. And then they blame the platform. 6 months later, they're still convinced ads don't work for their business. After spending millions on paid ads myself and building my business to more than $15 million in revenue, here's the truth. Ads work, but not the way most founders think they do. Ads aren't just a lead machine. Ads are an amplifier. They amplify what's already working and they expose what isn't. And the single biggest thing they expose, the thing that quietly kills most ad accounts, isn't the targeting, the budget, or the creative. It's that the founder doesn't actually know who they are talking to. They think they do, they don't. In this video, I'm going to show you why almost every ads aren't working. Problem comes from the fuzzy client avatar and weak marketing message founders have. What an actual avatar looks like and how to build one. The 4 other elements that have to be in place before you are scaling your ads, and the structural reasons most ad campaigns fail at 30 to 150K a month. Let's get into it. So here's the roadmap. So number 1, I will show you why almost every ad problem is actually an avatar problem. Number 2, what a real client avatar looks like and why most founders' versions don't really qualify for being a good one. Number 3, the other 4 elements that have to be in place before you even start scaling your ads. Number 4, the structure of lead funnel that actually converts at premium prices and high ticket structures. Number 5, the numbers that actually matters when you're running ads, and the ones they are just vanity metrics. And last but not least, when ads are the right move and when they are just a distraction for your business. So let's start with the first one. And in my opinion, why most ad problems are actually avatar problems. So the pattern I see is the following. So I look at founders maybe doing 30 to 150K a month and they run ads and then they tell me, hey, leads are cheap, but the quality is like super low, or the closing rate is low, or the ROI is bad. And in their minds, they conclude that too, okay, ads just don't work. And 9 times out of 10, the ads weren't the problem, the avatar was. So the founder couldn't tell you exactly who they were trying to reach. Like they had no really idea who they are selling to beyond just a category like coaches or agency owners. But you have to understand that a category is not an avatar. Categories are just like demographics. It's like way too general. And an avatar is something super specific, like one human being you can name. Okay, so a specific human has a specific problem they are stuck at right now, in their own words, with specific things they have already tried, with a specific destination they actually want to go. And without that, your ad copy can't speak to anyone specifically. Your hook doesn't land. Your landing page reads like every other landing page from all the different agencies, all the different coaches out there, and your sales calls feel scattered. So you have to understand, when you are generic, you are attracting generic leads who are super cold. So every weakness in your funnel comes back to one upstream problem. You don't actually know the person you are talking to. So also one more thing you have to understand, ads don't fail because the algorithm is broken. Like that's something I hear all the time. Oh, ads have changed, Andromeda update, this and this. You can't really run ads like professionally and profitable anymore. Yes, you can. But your ads fail because your message is too generic. And messages are generic when the avatar is just fuzzy, when it's too wide. So get the avatar right, and the same ad budget produce probably 3 to 5 times more qualified calls. And I see that all the time with the clients I'm working on one-on-one all the time. It's you spend the same amount of money, but you get super different results just from the upstream clarity. Okay, let's come to the next point. What a real client avatar looks like. And most founders think they have their avatar in place because once, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago or something, they created a Google Doc and wrote everything down. But that's not an avatar. Like, that's a guess. Like, a real avatar covers 6 things. And most founders are missing at least 4 of them, sometimes even 5 of them. Okay, so the first one you have to look at is who they are, like revenue level, business model, role in the business, life stage, not just coach. Like, a coach can be a million different people. Okay, so a one-on-one coach making 30 to 50K a month, still doing all the client work themselves in their late 30s, scaling without a team. That's specific. And now just imagine you have coach versus this, how much more better your marketing, your campaigns, your messages, your ads can become if you have that. Number 2, what are they stuck on? Like the specific pain in detail, like in their own words, not your words, but their words. So if they describe the problem as I'm working too many hours and you write scale with freedom, like it's very, very different. So you already lost the click there if you don't really use their words. Number 3, what they've already tried. And most prospects have already attempted to fix the problem. Like, for example, I know personally, when you are watching this video, you probably have looked at other videos, you have been to a seminar, you maybe booked a coaching even, and some of them you thought like, oh, it was super bad. Like the investment was super, super bad. Do I trust a person like Yasha again? That's probably a thinking you have. And to be honest, it's fair. So knowing what didn't work for them tells you exactly what to position against. Okay. Number 4, what they actually want, the destination, the specific outcome, not they want to grow. Like they want 100K a month with 4 days a week and a team that runs without me. Okay, it's very, very different to if you compare those two. Number 5, what scares them about working with someone, like past bad experiences, for example, fear of waste, fear of judgment, fear of looking foolish. And naming these in your messaging like really dissolves them because people feel understood. When I tell you, hey, I know how you feel, because I've personally, for example, I've worked with 10 to 12 different coaches before. I've invested $300,000 to $400,000 myself into coaches. I know exactly when I tell you, I know how you feel. Is it a good decision? Is it a bad decision? I don't know. Like I know how you feel. And number 6, the exact language they use, like real quotes, real phrases, like from sales code, for example, like write them down. When you hear something, repeat all the time. Also like from DMs, from comments, maybe from client onboarding forums. And the closer your copy matches their actually words, the higher every conversion in your funnel becomes. And trust me, it makes such a big difference when we have closing calls with people and they tell us, hey, Yasha, I just want to give you a feedback because I don't know if you know this, but your marketing like really, really spoke to me. It felt like it was personally tied to me as a person. Like if you would have wrote it for me. And I'm like, well, thanks. Like it just shows like I did my job right. So this is the goal you are aiming for. Okay, so build these 6 layers properly and the entire rest of your marketing gets easier, like ads, content, landing pages, emails, sales calls, like everything in your business becomes 100% easier. And if you skip these 6 layers, and no amount of clever creative will save the campaign, you just have to understand it's not about just becoming the best marketer and creating the best creatives or something. You have to have this in place. And I built a free guide that walks you through this exact process. It's called the Client Avatar Builder, exactly what we just spoke about. You get all the instructions to set up a free Claude project, paste in your completed avatar, and get an AI assistant that knows your ideal client better than most agencies will ever do. And once it's set up, you can generate hooks, like reels, YouTube videos, landing page copies, email subject lines, sales calls openers, all written in your avatar's language in a couple of minutes. So it's the same starting point we use with our clients when we work one-on-one with. And here it is for you for free. So the link is just below in the descriptions, and use it before you spend another dollar on ads. Okay, you can save a lot of money. Link is in the description. So now let's go to the 4 steps you need to have in place actually before you can scale your ads. Okay, so the avatar we just talked about is the foundation, but it's not enough on its own. And there's 4 other elements that need to be in place before ads actually work from my experience. And if you miss one, ads underperform. You burn a lot of money. If you miss 2, ads bleed money. You will probably almost gain no leads. Okay. So step number 1 is a proven offer. And proven means people are actually have already bought it from an organic at the price you want to scale it. Okay, so if you can't make people buy it just from outreach, referrals, like different sorts of strategies, organic content, and you don't get the full price, like don't try it just running ads on them. Okay, so if you haven't sold the offer at this price point yet, the offer is simply not proven. It's just theory. And ads aren't the place just to test an offer which you have no experience on. Ads are the place to scale offers that already convert. And if you have conversion rates under 30 to 50% on warm leads, like leads who are coming in, and you're not selling 30 to 50% on them, cold traffic won't convert better. Like it will convert worse. Like, I'm sorry to break it to you, but it is the truth. So it's not going to fix everything in your business if you just run ads now, if your offer is not set up. The second thing is a clear destination. And you have to understand that cold traffic doesn't know you. They have no idea who you are. So they need to know the outcome you produce, not your methods, not your phases, the exact outcome. And a big mistake I see a lot of entrepreneurs make is they think in their head, oh no, I know how good I am. I have already like case studies, but if people don't see them, they have no idea who you are. They have no idea how good you are. So the video or the ad creative has to sell the destination, not the journey. This is really, really important. So for example, we help coaches scale to 100K a month beats. We offer business consulting every single time. Like it's way too generic. Make it specific. And if you can't articulate the destination in one sentence, cold traffic probably is not going to work for you. Like it will scroll past every single time. If people just scroll through it and they are in a rush, they are in a hurry, and your content looks generic and it's not something which triggers them, like a goal they really want to achieve, like you will lose them all the time. Number 3, you need to have in place is a pre-framing layer. What do I mean by that? Cold traffic straight from an ad to a sales call, if you don't have a strong brand yet, is probably the worst converting path in a service business. Because you have to understand, you're selling high ticket. There's a lot of scammers out there. There's a lot of people who were burned. So if you don't build trust first in the beginning, they're very likely not going to buy from you. So they need to consume content first, especially long form videos, testimonials, like a real landing page, an email sequence. And there's a pretty good principle from Google. It's the 7-11-4 principle. And it basically says that they did a huge study on all the people consuming content on Google and their buying behavior. And the study says, in average, people need to consume 7 hours of your content at 11 different touch points at 4 different places before premium buyers are actually pulling the trigger. If you just have one ad, one landing page, and they need to buy immediately, or like a sales call, like the job's not gonna get done. If you run ads to book a call without the pre-framing layer in between, you get maybe cheap leads, like maybe you're even getting leads, but they will probably not show up, don't qualify, or you don't close them. So build the pre-framing first, and then the ads will amplify it. And the last step is that you need to have a sales process in place which actually converts people from leads into buyers. And I know now you probably think, yeah, I'm good at sales because this and this and this, but I still see so many people, they're running ads, they're getting leads, and they're not closing the people. Even if they're not running ads, they're still leaving so much money on the table because they're just not closing them. So if your close rate on organic leads is like less than 50% or something, like cold traffic will be even lower, not higher. You have to understand that converting cold traffic, of course, it is way harder. So if you're not even good at it with the warm traffic, people who know you, people who come from referrals, like whatever, like it will not work. So ads expose every weakness in your sales process at scale, because you have to understand, when you have less leads, you have also more time which you can focus on individual leads. You can say, oh, with this lead, I want to go a little bit extra. I want to send him this prepared and this and this and this. But if you have, like me, for example, 5 to 10 calls, sales calls a day, sometimes in the team, it has to be on autopilot. It has to be a running system which qualifies them and closes them on average good. So what I would highly recommend you do is having a 2-call structure. You have a qualification standard and a documented sales process all in place before traffic goes on. Okay? And if you skip this, then ads become super way expensive way of just burning your money and also exposing that your business is broken. And what I see when I consult people and they have all of their sales in place, like they have like closing rates of 70, 80% or something, and then we implement ads, like it skyrockets their business. So it's really important. Now we come to the structure of a funnel that actually converts. Like, how does it need to look like? And most ad funnels or lead funnels for service businesses, they look the same. Okay, so they run an ad to a landing page to book a call. And like I told you already, that's not enough at a premium price segment, because a real lead funnel has 4 different layers and each of them doing a different job from my experience. So the first layer is the ad itself, like the ad creative, okay? And the ad's only job is to stop the person scrolling and earn the click, like nothing else. You want to trigger them, you want to hype them, and you do it by pleasure or pain and really talking to the target audience. And most founders, or a lot of founders I see online, they try even to sell in the ad. And that's wrong, because the ad creates curiosity. It names the audience, it names the outcome, like it sells the destination in a way, but it only gets the click. You have to see marketing in a way of one piece only sells the next step. It doesn't sell immediately like what you want at the end, like sign my offer. You sell the next step. Okay, so hook, you need to implement hook patterns that work. And here what you can do is name the specific situation, call out the wrong belief system, for example, or anchor in authority, promise a clear outcome. Like that's something which really works when it comes to getting the attention of people. And the avatar work makes this layer 10 times easier, because if you know who they are, their problem, insecurities, pains, pleasure, like everything I talked to you about in the video before, of course, now you can highlight it really crazy in a way of it's very clear in the beginning, because you already know the exact language, the exact pain, and the exact destination they want to go to. And what I also see, and probably you too, which you are really tired of, like me too, is avoid fake hype or scarcity and the secret formulas or something. Like if you're going maybe for low-end clients, maybe that works, but the more higher advanced your clients get, they're not really falling in the trap of, oh, I'm only looking for one person who wants to scale their business and you only have 10 minutes time, otherwise the link is deleted or something. Like, don't fake hype the people. Make it, of course, you can make it energetic, but make it real, okay? Don't be this guru who people laugh about showing the ads to their friends, okay? The second layer is your landing page. And let me get this straight. It's not just a Calendly link. This needs to be a real page with depth, with real marketing depth. And the page usually has 4 different jobs. So first, name the audience, name the outcome, prove credibility, and lay out the offer clearly enough that they self-qualify before booking. So it needs to speak the identical language also from the ad. And that's a huge mistake where a lot of conversions are getting lost. So when you're doing an ad and it like directs them to a landing page, you have different reasons how you can lose them. First of all, the look is very different. Like the ad is like, I don't know, from a design, it's yellow, black, and then your landing page looks, for example, green and white. Like, it looks super weird. Or you don't say the exact same words. One time you say coach, one time you say consultant, one time you say freedom, one time you say 100K per month. Like, make sure they are identical, like the ad and the landing page. And most pages fail because they're too short and they're too vague, or they try to be clever instead of clear. So you need to have the perfect length. Like, too short is not good if there's no trust, but also too long if people like, oh, I don't even understand what he wants from me now. It's also not good. Okay, so look for the 4 things I just mentioned and understand and see yourself in a buying behavior. Like, premium buyers want substance, not just generic slogans. So give them enough to make a real decision, but not give them everything yet. Okay, they still need to go to the next stage. So here's the layer number 3, and this is the pre-framing sequence. And now between landing page and sales call, the prospects consume more content. Like, they need to look at emails, videos, quizzes, testimonials, or VSL, for example. So you have to make sure that now is the time when they are at the peak, like they sign up for a call. Now you need to build trust. Okay, so now you can really get them in a place of they are pre-sold already. So if you skip this, if you're not doing this correctly, then your show rates go down, like you have low closing rates and you have very high refunds. So build it correctly and your sales calls become almost a formality. People love you already. They know so much already about you, and it's built in this layer. And then you have the last layer, which is the sales process itself. And I recommend you doing a 2-call structure. So first you have the qualifier, and then you have the strategy call as the second call. And the qualifier kills bad fit prospects before they eat hours of your week. And there's a lot of people claiming, saying like, hey, do the 1-call strategy, then you just have more calls and this. From my experience, like, this strategy works way, way worse. Like, if you have 1-call strategy, because you waste so much time with people who would never want to buy from you, but they just wanted a free consultation or something. And then if you do the 2-call process, the strategy call is really where the close happens, but only with prospects who've already proven they belong on the call. This is why you do the qualifier, and you check basically if they have time, money, decision making, and you can help them. And this is a non-negotiable for premium pricing. So single call funnels rarely hold up at high tickets, very, very rarely from my experience. Now let's look at the numbers that actually matters when you are running ads, because most founders track the complete wrong metrics. They usually track CPM, CTR, and maybe CPC, okay? But from my experience, those are just vanity numbers for service business. Like, the 5 numbers that actually matter are the following. So first one, you need cost per qualified lead. Like that's not something which is in Meta or something. You have to track that on your own. So not cost per lead, but cost per qualified call. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to optimize just for as many leads as you want. You want to have qualified calls. Okay. So a $30 lead that doesn't qualify is more expensive than a $200 lead that does, for example. It really, really comes down to how much money can you make with them. So track your ad spend to qualified calls booked. And that's the real top of funnel number you want to know in your business. The next one is your show rate. So the percentage of booked calls that actually happen. And if it's below 50%, like pre-framing is probably broken or the qualifier isn't strong enough. So I would make sure to add more testimonials, build a better thank you page or something. So you have to understand that premium audiences with strong pre-framing show up to 70-80%. Like those are numbers from my business, and people show up just way more frequently if done right. Then you have your close rate on the qualified calls. And of qualified prospects who show up, what percentage of those are you actually closing? If it's below 60%, probably your qualification or your sales skills actually need some work. Okay, because 60% is just too little. And if it's above 70%, you are really ready to scale your ads like aggressively because it's working really, really good in a way. Then you have what we call CAC, like your customer acquisition cost. And that is the total ad spend divided by closed clients, like the actual number. And most founders are shocked the first time they calculate this honestly. Because when I ask them, they tell me like, yeah, I think it's like 200 or 250 or something. And then they calculate it and it was only maybe the number of booked qualified calls or something. And now it's actually 2,000 or something. They're like, oh, my business is actually not scalable. So what I like to do for myself, I like to personally have my CAC back in the first 30 days. So for example, if my CAC is $2,000, let's just pick a random number. I want to have that money back in the first 30 days. So my closing team has to make sure when they're closing a deal, they are collecting minimum 2K, if that would be my CAC, to get upfront in. Otherwise, I'm not even profitable, okay? And then you have your lifetime value. And this is probably the single number that determines what you can afford to spend on ads. Because let's just pick the number I picked as an example, 2,000 on your CAC. Some people would say, oh, that's crazy. Like, there's so much money. You're probably not good at marketing. But you have to understand, if your lifetime value is like 22,000, I'm happily every single day to spend 2K on a client. If he brings me in 22K, that's like 11 ROI. So you have to understand, higher retention plus upsells equals high LTV, and that equals more room to spend on acquisition. So if you don't have upsells, if your offer is not good and you never make more money because of upsells, that's like a big problem because low LTV businesses can't compete on ads with high LTV businesses, like period. And I see that all the time. And founders who figured this really out, how to make more money on the back end, like they can scale so much more aggressive. They can spend so much more money on ads. So you have to understand, hope is not marketing. So if you're not tracking these numbers I just gave you, you're not running ads, like you're almost gambling because you have no idea if your ads are really working for you and not. Now let's look at when are ads the right move and when they are maybe even not. And ads aren't always the answers. Like I have to say, like sometimes they are a distraction from the real bottleneck, which you have to fix first. So run ads when the avatar is clear, the offer is proven, the sales process works, and the pre-framing is in place. and your growth limited is only by the lead flow alone. Like everything else you have in place. Don't run ads when your avatar is fuzzy, like when it's not really clear, your offer is not proven yet, close rate is maybe below 50% on warm leads. Maybe you can't even handle more 2 times of the volume of new clients, or your retention is weak. So don't do it then. And at 20 to 30K a month, like when you are at that range, for example, ads usually aren't the answer. The answer is your avatar clarity, like offer sharpness, like stronger sales process. Like it's usually a bigger, it's a bigger leverage to look at this first. But if you are at like 30 to 150K a month with a proven model and consistent organic results, then in most of the times, ads are the ultimate multiplier that takes you to 300, 400, 500K a month. Okay, so match your move to the actual bottleneck you are in right now. And most ads don't work stories are really, I never built a foundation before turning on really traffic. Okay, so you have to understand which phase are you in right now. And here's the belief shift you have to make, because most founders think ads are the strategy itself, but they are not anymore in 2026. They're an amplifier on what's ever already in place and what not. And what's in place starts with the avatar, because everything downstreams is built on knowing the person you are talking to. So fuzzy avatar, generic messaging, broken funnels, ads burn more money. If you have a sharp avatar, you have very specific messaging, a tight funnel, then usually ads scale. So stop asking, should I run ads? Start asking, do I actually know who I'm talking to? And is this the rest of my business? Is the rest of my business built all around this? Okay. That's the real question. Most founders who hit a plateau haven't answered it honestly themselves yet. And if you are at a point right now in your business, like you are a coach, you're an agency, and you are doing 30 to 150K a month and either burning money on ads or thinking about scaling your business with ads, what you actually need first is the foundation underneath them. And that is what my team builds with founders just like you, like the avatar, the offer, all the upsells, so the LTV goes up, the pre-framing layer, and the sales process, the tracking. So when ads go on, they actually produce profit. And we will show you and implement every single thing with you one-on-one. We have media buyers in our team who do it with you. So if you want to see what that looks like in your business, the link below is the place to start. And before you do anything else, like grab the free client avatar builder link, which I spoke before in the description, use it tonight and walk into tomorrow knowing more about your ideal clients and then 90% of your competitors. Okay, so if you want help from me and my team, personally one-on-one, click the link. You can just book a call, talk to me and my team. Also, if you just want to grab the free guide, also the link is there. And I wish you the best day. Cheers, Yasha.